Hello there, Adam Bazalgette here from SW Golf Academy. Today, how do you improve your golf swing for greater power? So let's briefly look at extension flexion patterns in two other sports, then we'll get to the golf. So as you come along in a javelin throw, you arch your back, widen your chest, that lengthens your backswing, then you flex forward. Or if you like in a tennis serve, again, arching the back adds length to the backswing, and then flex forward adds speed. So how does this extension flexion pattern show up in golf? Well, think of it this way. If I was standing vertically and you measured, say, the distance from my shirt buttons to the ground and I turned, that distance would stay the same. But when you introduce this forward bend, look at what would happen to my chest now. As I pivot, it causes my center to rise. It extends my middle. Just as a tennis serve wouldn't be very effective without this extension pattern, you won't hit the ball very far if you just make a little tight, short turn and don't get much extension in your body. Let me show you a drill you can do at home to kind of get the feeling for this backswing move. So find a wall. I've chosen one outside here, a little easier to film. Get your golf posture. Now picture the angle of the club shaft going back this way, keeping your head against the wall. Reach with just your trail arm as far back in that direction as you can go. And you're going to start to feel, similarly to when you reach for something on a shelf, how your spine extends, but that is not, here's the key, it's not incompatible with staying out over the golf ball. That's the powerful sort of feeling you're trying to create in your backswing. The great Sam Snead on the left, Jason Zubak, multiple world long drive contest winner on the right. So most people, when they try to lengthen their backswing, they just collapse their arms. Not Snead. Great stretch, great lengthening of the body. I want you to watch as we get into the next segment. Watch his belt buckle. Watch how it lowers now. So all that lengthening in the backswing allows him to drive into the ground and squat a little bit, use the ground. Watch Jason Zubak here. Huge backswing. There's the extension of the body. And just watch the amount he's going to lower down and use the ground. Pretty powerful stuff there. So the lengthening leads to the squat, which stores power. So in my experience, different players go about this differently. Let me tell you what I mean. If you're really going to project energy, you're going to get those hips to push up and around. You need some spring off the ground to really thrust energy out to the target. That's why you need pressure against the ground coming down, which again is why if you stretch and create more length in your backswing, it's easier to get that. Now, as I say, in my experience, more gifted athletic players that don't stretch enough in the backswing, they spring their hips too soon in the downswing. Less gifted players or less athletic players perhaps tend not to spring at all. They just don't create much power through impact. So let's have a look at this third move, the pushing up off the ground. We'll see how the pros do it, and we'll finish with two drills I think will help you. So let's stick with Jason Zubak. There he comes down. This is where his belt buckle would have been early in the downswing, and just look at the spring there through the ball. You don't really see his head go up, but you see his hips go up a lot. Much more subtle. Let's say Max Homa, beautiful swinger of the club. So if we look at where his seam between pants and shirt are, roughly there, you'll see some push up there. He's not pushing towards the ball target line. He's keeping his rear back, but he's pushing off the ground. Lots of power when you do that. Really helps fire the body through. So here's our first of two drills. We're back at the wall. Take your setup again, and what I want you to feel, just a mini backswing. You don't even need to make a grip necessarily. What does it feel like to really push your glutes up underneath you? Your legs will get straighter, and through impact, that is not incompatible, again, with staying pitched over the ball with your spine, but you'll feel this extension. You'll feel a very powerful movement up off the ground. Okay, final drill here. Ball pushes, short iron, and what I want you to do is try to keep the ball on the club face for a split second, and with the thrust of your hips, just push the ball out, finishing about here. I feel really tall with my belt buckle, glutes squeezed up underneath me, mimicking that feel I would have had against the wall. Again, just a ball push like that, and then you can graduate to some small back swings and going through that sort of position. Now, one final word. I've been lucky enough in my long career teaching golf to be around a lot of elite, exceptional, sometimes tour players, and one thing you can say about them, if they're determined, hey, I need this in my swing, or I've got to get rid of that or whatnot, they stick with stuff. I'm not talking for a week or for a bucket of balls. I'm talking ongoing. They may find many different ways to get at the problem, but they hang in there with it. These principles are important. Take them one at a time. You can do it if you're patient, you do your drills a bit, and you hang in there and just build skill. Hope this helps you. Leave a question or comment below. Happy to try to answer as many as I can.